What is going on, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into more Michigan craft beer. It's a new one. I have not seen this, and actually I didn't even know this was coming out. My wife actually tagged me in a post last week about this. I had no idea that I'd get it this soon. It has been thrown into Michigan distribution, and I was able to get my hands on some of this. It is the voluptuous, epic, infamous Bell's. This is an expedition stout, guys, but not just any expedition stout. It is the raspberry bourbon barrel aged expedition stout, a Russian imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with raspberry and vanilla bean. Honestly, again, never knew this was even coming out until recently, and then boom, here it is. It appears in front of me. Super thrilled to review this one with you guys. I absolutely love Expedition Stout. It's one of the OGs, one of the best you're going to get in the game for being a Russian Imperial Stout, and the only way to ever make it better was to bourbon barrel age it, and yes, that happens to be one of my favorite bourbon barrel aged stouts of all time. But here we have 12.3%, packaged on 10/31/24, pretty fresh. November 20th, time of recording, is less than a month fresh easily. And then on the side, quickly, Expedition Stout has traveled all around the world, but this adventure takes it to a new place after making a year-long stop in bourbon barrels. We've added a little something to complement the deep, rich notes brought in from those barrels. Enjoy the flavor journey. We're going to try to do that today, guys. Again, super stoked and excited to try this one with you guys. This is pretty warmed up at this point. I had it in the fridge earlier, but it's been out for a couple hours, so I don't think it's quite room temperature, but it's getting up there and it's starting to warm up very nicely. And as I pour this, she's pretty dark, man. She's pretty dark. A little beige and brown in the middle. It's not complete blackness when I poured it, but in that glass, guys, it's midnight oil in the glass, absolutely, with a nice burnt beige, dark beige head sitting on top. You can see that's a nice little view. You got a little bit of that, I don't know, is there a slight little red brown in there? Maybe, but that's maybe throwing it to the wind. Caution to the wind with assumptions. Dark brown, and it's very creamy, I'm not going to lie, for being bourbon barrel aged. Again, super, super excited to try this one with you guys. Again, how many times am I going to say again? Again, I love Expedition Stout. So this, never thought I'd see this. And I'm just kind of beer nerding out right now. Real time, real raw review, giving it to you how I see it. So looks dense in the glass at 12.3. Let's get a nose. Gosh damn it. Gosh damn it, that smells good. Wow. So, Expedition Stout already, campfire leather, a little bit of raisiny plum, dark fruit sweetness, and this is just accentuated beyond belief. So we have that nice tart, firm raspberry adding into like this, you know, raisiny, figgy plum, dark fruity back end, right? And what you're getting beneath that, and that's the number one thing, is nice roasted chocolate, nice roasted malts, a little bit of coffee, right? Espresso notes. Wow, rich, decadent, yet firm and dry, kind of woody and oaky, right? A little bit underneath. It's almost like I would think immediately like dark Montmorency cherry, but we know that this is raspberry, so that's coming into play with intense grasp. It's just really firm, and again the chocolatey, you know, chocolate chip cookie, a little bit of like brownie batter, just thrown into the mix. Stellar on the nose. This was one of the greatest noses I've had in a minute on a stout, barrel aged or not. So yeah, you're getting that slight sweetness, maybe a little bit of tart richness, playing into the chocolates, playing into the roasted malts, a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of campfire. Just really a beautiful smell. I'm nerding out pretty good right now, guys. A little bit of chocolate ganache. More plums, more fig, more tobacco. It smells. Man, I'm just chilling. Dude, this is my day off. I'm just chilling, absorbing this right now with you guys real time. Sorry, might be a lengthy review. I'll try to cut it down here. Okay. Let's get into this. Bell's, guys. Bourbon barrel aged raspberry and vanilla. A little bit of the sweetness too. Cheers. Cheers, Bell's. Oh, yes. That tart, rich raspberry is very strong. Without a doubt. It is, wow, super intense raspberries. Like, again, that rich tartness, both weighing on the palate, colliding with the roasted rich malts. But the sweetness wins. And then on the back end, you get a little bit of that, espresso, coffee kind of bitterness. You get a little bit of like charred oak, but it's subtle, it's still kind of subtle. The raspberry wins through the front and middle, just etched out a little bit on the back end by the this little oaky, woody kind of quality, a little woodsy soil. That campfire smoke, very subtle, but wow, rich, intense raspberries, like a raspberry chocolate cookie. This is so intense. It's smooth too for 12.3. Maybe that cookie, the kind of vanilla coffee cake. It's just got all these factors playing into your palate. But the raspberry, without a doubt, wins. It's a tart raspberry. It's a raspberry pie-ish, with chocolates and roasted coffee thrown in the mix. It tastes young. I can definitely tell this is rich and fresh. And for me, a little bit of like bittering on the back end, a little bit of tartness and bitterness kind of goes in together and compiles on top of each other on your palate. And it's a really rich, decadent, yet dry beer on the back end, which Expedition Stout, the base, maybe a little bit overshadowed by those raspberries. And I'm not upset by it, right? I'm not too upset by that. I do love the Expedition Stout on its own. I don't need this rich raspberry tartness to come through and win out. But I'm not mad that it does. And if you look at this and you say, okay, it's a raspberry Expedition Stout, absolutely. It's way more intense raspberry than I would have imagined. And I'm certainly not upset. Maybe some of that sweetness from the vanilla and the tartness and richness from the raspberry kind of pie, cookie dough really just helps form this beer to be an easy sipper at 12.3. So how can you be upset? Because it's not difficult to drink this beer. It's so easy to put this down. And again, maybe that vanilla sweetness and rich raspberry tartness is just colliding a little bit too strong maybe with the base of the Expedition, right? I want a little bit more roast, and it's getting a little bit overshadowed. I want a little bit more dark fruit. It's being overshadowed a little bit by the raspberry. But how can you be upset? Because it's still really rich, really good, yet dry and drinkable and roasty. This is fun. This is a really fun beer. The smoothness from the vanilla, the richness from the base, and the tartness from the raspberry. Beautiful flavors all mended together on your palate. And there's more dark chocolate raisin. It's still there. It's again, and then on the back end, you're hit with that tartness. You can't be upset. It's a fun beer, man. It's dark chocolate raspberry pie. It almost tastes like cherry for a moment. But the coffee, the richness of the base, the dark fruits, the roastiness. It's great. I almost want just a little bit more roast, but again, the raspberry wins out a little bit, and it's playing along with those dark fruits that are already engaged in that base of the Expedition Stout. So this was a really nerdy review. I gave you my 100% take on it, real-time, raw review. That's how I'm feeling, guys, and this is actually, for me, a great beer for being as, fruity, raspberry, tart as it is. It's usually something maybe I wouldn't go for, but these flavors are great. It overshadows the base a little bit. So is this still a great beer? Freaking absolutely. Just 12.3. It's overshadowing the barrel a little bit. Maybe I want a little bit more barrel. Maybe I want a little bit more roast. But at the end of the day, 12.3 going down like butter. So this is a great beer. This is a great beer. You can't be freaking mad. You guys can't freaking be mad about this. There's no way. So much raspberry in this. Wow, guys. 4.65 out of 5. That's where I'm sitting with this one. What a fun beer. Wow. Get your hands on it if you can. It's a great shareable. I'm going to probably drink this myself. It's my day off. I'm chilling. Fun off the Autobahn. Okay, that's what it is, guys. Bourbon Barrel Aged Raspberry Expedition Stout. Thank you so much for being here. If you're going to pour a beer, pour Michigan beer. Let's go.